Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, James Charles is choosing my makeup. So, if you have James's palette, you know that a bunch of the shade names are named after all the phrases he says. So for example, literally or so good or obviously sister. So today, I am going to be watching one of his videos and any one of the phrases that he says that's also a name of one of the shades in his palette, I will be using to do my makeup. Mainly eyeshadow, of course. So I will be watching James's video called Unleash Your Inner Artist, writing down each of the phrases that he says that's also an eyeshadow name, and doing an eyeshadow look with those. I also forgot to mention that in the video that I'm using to get the shade names from, James is doing a tutorial where he will say some of the shades in his palette. So I won't be using those shades that he says, like for example, if he says, I'm going to use the shade You're Kidding, then I wouldn't use You're Kidding because he didn't say it as like a phrase, he said he's using it in the eyeshadow. So, since it would be boring for you guys to watch me just watch a video, I'm going to skip ahead, and if you really don't trust me and you really don't think some of the things that I have are in the video, then you can go watch that or whatever, but you can trust me. I may have missed some, but I think I got them all. So I will come back with my base completed and we will start the eyeshadow. So I just completed my base and primed my eyes, and now is time for the eyeshadow. So the phrases he said were hello, so good, literally, you're kidding, sister, tea, co-James, 10% off, and face. Now, the good thing is that he said face, and face, if you do not know, is this in the James Charles palette, which is a gorgeous highlighter, and as you can see, I have not highlighted. Also, don't roast me about my contour, I know it's not the best, but I'm still learning. So we're going to dip in to face using our Morphe E61, which is this highlighter brush. Oh yeah. That's the glow we're looking for. I kinda don't use my highlighter anymore, and I just use the James palette. So, if you really want a blinding glow, go with that. So let me show you the shades that James chose. We've got So Good, Tea, Sister, Literally, You're Kidding, Face, which we already used as our highlight, co-James, 10% off, hello, and I think that is it. Let me check. Yeah. Okay, so lids are primed, we've got our brushes at the ready, and it's time to start this eye look. For our brushes, I'm going to be using 5 eye brushes, and these are probably my favorite eye brushes because you've got the really small ones that can get into detail, and you've got your bigger brushes that can pack on pigment, and then you got your blending brushes as well. So I will be using the Morphe M213, E36, M506, M321, and E17. I am going to start off using Sister right here, this kind of pink-ish color, very light pink, and I'm going to put that over here. And pack that on to not my inner corner, but the beginning part of my eyelid. So next will be Literally. I'm still using my E36 for this. Still using my E36. I'm going to dip into You're Kidding and put that in our outer corner. Since Literally didn't show up too well in the middle, I'm just going to take a bit of You're Kidding and deepen up that pink. see it's starting to show up more. I'm gonna keep taking your kidding and deepening up the colors that I want, while also deepening up this outer corner. Okay, so now taking my M506, I'm just going to blend this up a bit after I dip in barely with your kidding. And honestly, this isn't turning out too bad, I don't think. Now taking our E36, I'm gonna go back into literally that shimmer pink and try to intensify the color. Taking my E36 still, going back into your kidding just a teeny bit, I don't know, anyway, and just deepen up the pink. Barely, tap off a lot of that excess. Just barely deepen it up. Okay, not hating it, definitely. Let's add a bit more. You're kidding. And a dash, just a teeny dash of tea, which is that very dark brown. So you want to use very little of that. And we're just gonna deepen up the red. I'm not hating this actually. Okay, but we're kind of losing your kidding, so let's take our M321 and go back in your kidding. And just make sure that we don't lose any of that beautiful red. Okay, now I'm going to take my E17, which is my kind of big blending brush, and blend. Blend out your kidding. I'm going to go back in with my E36, add a bit more red here. Make sure it's all blended out with your pink. I'm blending it a bit more with literally. I don't like how it came out a bit here, a bit too much, a bit sharp. So I'm going to take a dab, a little bit of concealer and just tap barely and blend that with my beauty blender because I went out too much. Okay, I'm gonna see how much of the shades I've actually used. Hello, we will use next. Let's see. So Good, have I used that? Oh, okay. So Good is going to go in our inner corner at the end. Literally, yes, you're kidding, yes. Sister, yes. T, yes. Oh, we still have to use code James and 10% off. Okay, well, I don't know what to do now. 10% off, I guess we could throw in where we use T. Code James is kinda like, I mean, I guess that's kind of a warm tone, so we could add that up here. And then face we can check off as well. Okay, so let's use code James and 10% off. And I don't want to add too much because that'll kind of ruin the red effect. So I'm going to take my M321, dip into code James, which is this shade, and just tap little bits of it over here. Also, the Jeffree Star Alien palette has a huge mirror, so that's what I'm using. And 10 out of 10 would recommend. Comment down below if I should review the Alien palette. Wow, that contour is really not that good. Okay. So yeah, use code James just a bit to warm up this area and fade into our red. And I'm gonna blend this out more with Literally. So now we're gonna use 10% off, which is that darker brown, not as dark as tea, thank God. And just using my E36, I'm going to deepen up my outer corner. Now we can cross off code James and 10% off. And let's go to the bottom lash line, finally. So, for that we're going to use Hello, and I think we might take in a bit of You're Kidding. So, we're going to apply Hello with our M213. And apply that to our lower lash line until we're about 3/4 to the other side, if that makes sense. Okay, now that we have Hello on the lower lash line, we are going to use that same brush and add a little bit of You're Kidding down over here and kind of combine and blend those shades. Ooh, it kind of makes a pretty purple. If you want this to be purple or you want to keep it red, then just use You're Kidding. Unless you want to make it a bit purple like I do, you can dip back into Hello and mix that red and blue to create a pretty purple. Now we can cross off Hello, and what was the other one? Is that it? Okay. Okay. This is so good, and this will be going in my inner corner as the last shade. Grab a little MAC Fix Plus, because that never hurts anything. And put that in your inner corner. Oh, I have a good idea. Okay. Loving Sister Smart. Okay, so I'm going to take this brush that I used on my inner corner, and since we all know that face is blinding, I'm going to dip into a little bit of that. Honestly, kind of happy with this. I like how I used this all, and I'm kind of happy I didn't just get a bunch of random colors. I mean, that could have been cool, but I really like how this turned out, and I'm going to do the other eye off camera. Okay, as you can tell, I finished off the look on both eyes, added a little lip, and I think I'm all set. So, that was James Charles choosing my makeup, technically. And honestly, I think it really turned out kind of good. I mean, like, the colors, like, they just kind of went together, how I had some pinks and then reds, and then we had a little bit of brown. The blue and red I could combine to make a purple, and I don't know, I just think it really set the look. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, because I of course did, and I will see you next Thursday. Goodbye.